Ida for leaving my sister-in-law's house on Christmas and getting cussed out by her husband? Hi everyone, I would really like to get some insight from everybody on what happened at our family Christmas. On the 23rd my sister-in-law had messaged me and told me that they are throwing a small Christmas party, and she told me that her sister-in-law and her in-laws and her parents are all going to be joining them and they would really like for us to come as well. Very specifically she named everybody who was going to be there. This will be relevant later. Later that night I showed my husband the text messages and said it would be really nice if we joined them for Christmas as his whole family doesn't get along and it would be nice for his mom to see at least some of the siblings interacting. On Christmas Day I woke up early to make some things to bring over to their house and wrapped up the gifts that I had prepared for everybody. As we approached their house we saw a vehicle that belonged to a person that me and my husband both don't get along with and have had major problems with in the past. I told my husband that maybe it's just a car that looks like his because his sister knows that we would not come over if we knew that this person was going to be there. We decided to walk in and give the gifts and say hi to everyone and both agreed that if said person was invited that we would just come up to his sister and brother-in-law and let them know that we are actually going to be leaving. Well, unfortunately for us he was there and we didn't want to make a big scene, so I came up to his sister in the kitchen and said I'm really sorry that we're leaving and that if I knew that he was invited we would have just told her right away that we weren't going to come, and I felt very bad for making the situation uncomfortable. She looked really disappointed, but understood and decided to walk us to the door. At this point, everything was fine until her husband ran in and started yelling and cussing and calling us names. This was pretty out of character for him, but also very inappropriate nonetheless, especially because in my opinion, we didn't do anything wrong by leaving Christmas when we're uncomfortable with being around someone we don't like and wanted to avoid any conflict and not make a scene. He kept screaming and calling us names and telling us that he can invite whoever he wants to his house, which we both never told him that he couldn't. The screaming continued and his kids' in-laws and his parents all came to see what was going on. Me and my husband quietly put our shoes on and he slammed the door in our face. So I'm curious, does this make us the assholes for leaving Christmas when we were unaware that a person we do not get along with was invited as well, especially when his sister went out of the way to text me a list of everybody who is gonna be there but somehow leaving this person out?